Local government chairmen elected in 2022 on the APC platform again returned to council secretariats accompanied by security agents. Newly LG local chairman elected on Saturday on the PDP platform stayed away from the secretariat as advised on Sunday by Governor Ademola Adeleke. The PDP and the APC are currently embroiled in a tussle over the control of the LGs. The APC relies on a recent Court of Appeal judgment which reportedly nullified a High Court judgment that removed the local government chairman elected in 2022 shortly after their election. While the APC clung to the appeal court verdict, the Adeleke-led PDP government went ahead to conduct a fresh local government poll on Saturday, which PDP candidates won as APC did not participate. The power tussle over the local government has been bloody, with at least 6 lives lost. The Nigerian Labour Congress and the Nigerian Union of Local Government Employees have since ordered workers to stay away from the local government secretariats for fear of being caught in violent crossfire. However, on returning to the secretariat on Monday, the APC local government chairman gave the workers a 72-hour ultimatum to return to work, stating that calm had returned. But the NLC leadership, in an interview with newsmen on Monday, rejected the ultimatum, saying workers would not resume. But reacting to this, the chairman of the NLC, Osun State chapter, Christopher Araposokpo, in a statement sent to our correspondent, said workers in the state would not we are not intimidated by anyone. Araposokpo said, "We have directed our members to withdraw their services last week, Monday, 27th February 2025, due to the political uproar bringing agitations and fear among our members working within the local government across Osun State. We cannot allow workers to be working in an atmosphere of insecurity. As organized labor movement in Osun State, we cannot watch our members be victims of any crisis at all. Their safety at work is highly important." A directive was also given today to affirm our earlier release notifying all local government workers that the earlier directive given to withdraw their services as a result of political upheaval within their workplaces still subsists, while they continue to pray for the state from their various homes because their safety is a priority. Osun State, NLC, TUC, and JNC remain resolute in our commitment to defending the rights and interests of workers, pensioners, and the entire populace. This power tussle has been on for a few weeks. What are your thoughts on this report?
What is happening in Osun is similar to what we had a few months ago in River State, where there was crisis at the various headquarters of the local government. Now in Osun State, we have the situation where those who were removed from office in 2022, that is APC members, local government chairmen, when the governor came into power and removed them, they went to court to challenge that removal, and the Court of Appeal gave them judgment that they should return to council. And the governor, because they are not members of his party, decided to ignore the ruling of the Court of Appeal and went ahead to conduct fresh local government election to replace the APC chairmen who were in charge of the local government council. Now, like I said, I'm looking at it first happened in River State, even if it is not, the cases are not the same. But I'm looking at the taking charge of the local government. You know, in River State, we had a situation where the loyalists of the FCT minister said their tenure have not elapsed, and they took over the council, and the governor, Sim Probora, appointed caretaker committee. So they were not able, the caretaker committee were not able to assess the local government secretary, which led to the burning of the council, some of the local government council secretary, and later on the governor set up a commission of inquiry to look into all that and all that. And after some time, the crisis resolved itself, The police intervened, the president intervened, and ordered that security should be provided at the various council headquarters in Rivers State. And supporters of the FCT ministers have to leave the council secretariat. And I'm sure, as of today, okay, the governor went ahead and conducted, after the expiration of the term of the caretaker committee chairman, conducted local government election. It was another round of crisis. It was not easy for them to gain access to this council secretariat. But when the president directive came, the police provided security for them. They were able to access the council secretariat. As of today, I am sure that there is no council secretariat that they don't have access to. So it's similar to what we have in Osun, because the APC are in charge of the local government headquarters, while the governor has directed those who sworn in on Sunday not to bother going to the council secretariat. Because here in Rivers State, while the supporters of the FTC minister were holding on to the council headquarters, the governor was, because of the pattern of funding we have in the country, because we are yet to start the direct funding of the local government. So the funds come through the state, and the state decides which local government chairman is legitimate to receive funds. So while the FCT loyalists of FCT were holding onto the council secretariat, the caretaker committee, who later became local government chairman, were receiving funds from the governor to pay the council workers' salary and do projects in the local government. I'm sure that's where we will. That's what we may see in Osun State, where the governor has asked them not to bother going to the council secretariat, but the governor is likely going to release the funds to them. But there is a court judgment, like I said earlier, that said these people should be reinstated. The Court of Appeal has given an order. It's a judgment that the Court of Appeal gave after they were removed in 2022. That's how many years now? And they went to Appeal Court to challenge the decision of that removal. And they won. It's just, like I've always said, if you are not okay with the decision of the Court of Appeal, the best thing you should have done is to appeal. There is still a window to appeal to Supreme Court. It's to appeal to Supreme Court. To say, okay, we are not comfortable with the judgment of Court of Appeal on so-so ground and so-so ground. Let Supreme Court look at it. If you win, fine. If you don't, you allow the decision of the court. You do not have option. This is democracy. This is a constitutional democracy. How do we run democracy when people don't obey court order, when people don't obey court judgment? There is an order. The governor of Osun State refused to obey that. There is a judgment. Refused to obey that judgment.
Why was the governor allowed to run that election even after this order?
That's the impunity. That's the anarchy we're talking about. People do a whole lot of things and go scot-free. This is not supposed to be. I don't know how this country will survive when people don't obey rules, simple rules. Don't run election. These people the court has heard, listening to all the argument, and said no, these people were wrongly removed. In fact, what we see, the only difference, or why they were removed, is because they don't belong to the same party with the governor. That is the only reason why they were removed. And we should not run this type of governance in the country, where if somebody does not belong to the same party with you, you suffocate that person. If you go to the various state houses of assembly, once you win a seat and you do not belong to the majority party, they will suffocate you, except you want to be a member of your party in another party. Like if you belong to party A and the assembly is controlled by party B, you will remain in your party and play along like a member of the party. That's what we have in this country. If you don't do that, they will suffocate you. They make sure you're frustrated, or the only thing you receive. In most cases, they don't even pay them salary and allowances. That's why you see people defect from the minority party to majority party. If you look inward in what is happening at the National Assembly, it is not far from what I've just said. Once you are not a member of the ruling party, you can hardly be in any of the juicy committee in the assembly. You will not. They will put you in the regular committee. You may not even head any of them. But once you are a member of the party, you have a place in the National Assembly. So it's the same thing we have in the state houses of assembly. It's the same thing governors do when they come. Once there is an election.
Is that what they call the structure?
What?
Is that what they call the structure? We have a structure where they say there's a structure. Is that what they call the structure?
Yes, because they want to build that structure. You saw what happened in Edo State where the governor came and decided to do away with the local government chairman. It's the same thing. The local government chairman, because APC won in Edo State, and before now it was a PDP control state, and the former governor had already conducted the local government election, whose tenure is yet to elapse. And when he lost the state to the APC governor came and said, no, these people don't belong to my party. Must they belong to your party? These people are members of the PDP. They are not loyal to me. They are loyal to the former governor. But they won election.
What does the law say on this? Is it like you can come in and say, I must choose people from my party?
It does not. There's impunity. People do things and go away with it. These people run election. There are laws establishing the local government. You run election. You won the election. You have a tenure for 3 years. That you don't belong to. Something happened and there is a change of party at the state level. It should not affect your tenure as a local government chairman.
Why do we say allow such actions to fly?
But that's where we find ourselves. Is anybody talking? Nobody is talking. This thing is in APC and is in PDP. In Edo, the APC perpetrated it. The governor came as an APC man and insisted that he would remove the PDP local government chairman. And that's it. Now we have the same thing in Osun. Osun is controlled by PDP. The local government chairman are APC. He does not want to work with them. He wants to build his own structure. He wants to bring his own party people to run the local government. He wants to use it. But of course, for my experience, local government has been used as a means of is a conduit pipe for politicians. If you go close to the local government chairman, you see what happened to the local government fund. That's why they can't perform. You see a situation where money that is meant for development are shared among political leaders. They will tell you the social leader, 1 million every month. For what? Money that is supposed to be channeled to develop the local government. So when you are not in control of the fund, that's why you see them just go for this thing. You see the governor wants his people to be in charge so that they use that avenue to fund political activities, to fund their campaign and rally at the LG and world level. That's why it's difficult to let go the local government to another political party. But it is...
Do you think that's why they do that, or they do that because, you know, most of the votes actually come from the local government and the grassroots? So
political parties fund their activities through the local government fund. That's why when they come, they want their party to control the LGA. They want their men to be at the LGA so that they can enable them move on to fund the party at the local government. That's what we call structure. When you don't control the LG, when you don't control the councillors and the chairman, then you are just floating as a politician. But we must not continue like that. The democracy provides that you can belong to any political party. Being a member of one political party shouldn't rip you off of election you won. But that's what it has been in Nigeria. Once an election is done, and your party did not secure the governorship ticket, or did not win the governorship election at the state level, and your local government chairman and you don't belong to the same party, then that's the end of your tenure.
But you know, for the long term, like you rightly said, this can, you said this can, you know, lead to anarchy. Now, for the long term, how do you think this can be fixed? Like right now, through the angle of the judiciary, because if court orders are not you know, obeyed, are not enforced, we would have more states having this, because every other state is going to want to toe the same line. What do you think can be done to, you know?
Well, I don't want to. The court is doing its own part, issuing order, but the political class have refused to obey court order. The National Assembly that is supposed to make laws are also part of this whole thing. So, but the ordinary man in the street is handicapped. When these things happen, it's the ordinary man at the street that is the greatest loser. It's the ordinary people like us who do not have any political appointment that are at the losing side. But people need to come out to speak. People need to talk to. Nigerians are okay. We wake up every morning and go about our normal businesses. We are not bothered. Things are getting spoiled. Nobody is bothered. I've never seen this type of country. In advanced country, the Western country, you see people will go to the street to protest, to insist that.
About protests, do you think, I mean, when people come out, NLC themselves have called for a number of strikes that didn't quite hold then. At other times, youth have come out to protest for several other things, but that didn't still go anywhere.
It is the nature of the protest. Sometimes, this whole thing is so complex. Sometimes the people whom you are protesting against, whom you want them to make a change to better the life of Nigeria, they go back to mobilize the same people who are suffering to protest in their own favor. It's a complex situation we have in Nigeria. I think this is outside this country where people insist that the right thing must be done. In one voice, they come out to the streets and protest. They will insist that this thing must be done right. But in Nigeria, you see people divided along party line. People protest whether it is right or not. They want to protest their party, the interest of their party. So many of them are not even being carried along in the affairs of things. They want to protest, they mobilize them with 1,000, 2,000 naira to go and protest. Protest for what is affecting you. Because when court orders are given, whether you like it or not, you won as the governor of a state. The federal, you won like in Osun, the governor is of the PDP.
All right.
The president is APC. So what if the president comes to say, okay, you are not a member of my party, let us start giving you the same treatment you are giving to the local government chairman? What will happen? So it's a serious issue. But like I said, I have always believed that if we do genuine protest, things will change. When we come out to speak, when we speak in one voice, when we insist that the right thing must be done, the politicians do not have any option. They will change. They will have a way. But when we protest and people don't see any need to protest, I saw the last hunger protest that people did in this country. So many Nigerians were going about their normal business. Even people I know that are also hungry. While others were on streets protesting, some were going about their normal business. They don't bother. But they're also hungry. So it's a serious problem that people need to.
Well, the people going about their business, don't you think they've lost faith in these protests?
You don't have to lose. You need to continue to pressurize for the right thing to be done. You don't need to. Okay, what is it? Is it going about your normal business that has solved the issue? It has not. So we need to insist that the right thing. These politicians are also very powerful. They have a lot they are controlling. So you don't defeat them easily. It's a long time thing that you defeat them. Now, the process of lawmaking too, people don't get involved in the process of lawmaking. when these laws are made, people don't take part. The National Assembly just sit down in Abuja, make law, amend constitution, they don't consult their constituents and all that. People should take part. When laws are made, take part, make your input. Insist that the right thing should be done. There are some of the laws in Nigeria that are obsolete. There are some of the laws that are responsible for what we are passing through. But we cannot help it because we elect people who don't make laws. They make law that without consulting us.
Right.
So people need to, if we elect somebody, whether we elected them or not, but they are representative. But during the process of lawmaking, how many Nigerians do take part? How many Nigerians do, even budget, during budget presentation? You hear last sum, they read out last sum in national TV, and at the end of the day, there is nothing to show for. You keep asking trillion every year. Are these things being injected into the society? You can't. There is no proof.
Right. Because
we don't follow up the process. So Nigerians need to. I think when we insist on the right thing, it may be through protest, it may be through participation. Now, like the process of lawmaking, people need to get involved so that things will be better in this country.
Thank you so much for your